Good afternoon, everyone. Today, we're going to continue our discussion on the use of quant mode. In particular, we're going to use quant mode to compute returns. Of course, we have learned before to use the get symbols function to download prices from various sources, and in particular, what we're using is from Yahoo. Okay, brief review of what we discussed before. Okay, so this is what we did last time. So kindly make sure that you have your quant mode loaded. Okay. And then last time, this was an exercise that we did. Download, let's make it daily. Daily SPY prices. SPY is an exchange traded fund that mimics or that follows the movement of Standard and Poor's 500. So we identified the start date and the ending date, and we want to assign it a name, SPY. So how did we do this, class? We learned that if we want to give it a name, SPY, then we will have to create this object, SPY. Okay, use the assignment operator, and then use the get symbols function, identify the ticker symbol, which is SPY, define from to periodicity, which, okay, so periodicity, which we can use daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual, or yearly. Okay, so if we're using daily data, then we can dispense with this because this is the default. Pwedeng hindi natin isama tong periodicity. But just for purposes of familiarization, we can do this, and then source is equal to Yahoo. Again, the default is Yahoo. So it's okay to dispense with this kahit na hindi natin isama. And then this one, we have to include auto.assign is equal to false. Otherwise, if we don't include this, bali ang default niya auto.assign is equal to true, what will happen is that it will generate an object called capital SPY, okay, and then a character vector of 1 SPY. The name of the object is SPY, and it contains this character SPY. Okay, so we know this, class. All right, so kindly run this with me. Okay, so let's run this. And you can see here automatically, no, not automatic because I wrote view. No? So what do we have here? We have here the SPY object. Okay, here, small letter SPY. And this is an XTS object, which is this one. And then we know that the get symbols function of quant mode, if it's used to get stock prices from Yahoo, will generate the open, high, low, close, volume, and then adjusted. All right. Is this clear so far, class? Clear so far? May I have your confirmation if you understood the code? It's just a review, class. Thank you. Good. Thank you, class, for your feedback. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, then what did we do next? We learned also how to plot, right? Okay, so this is another example, just Apple, and then not Apple here. So let me just include here. Okay, we can use the plot SPY, and we said that this is not a good way to plot an XTS object because, okay, what can be seen will only be the volume. Okay, did it also plot the other prices? Yes. However, it's so small relative to the volume that you can only see a straight line here. This is not the x-axis, this is the x-axis. Okay, so we said that there's a better way to plot your time series object. Okay, we can make use of the chart series function here, chart series. small c, capital S, SPY, and then we can zoom in on a particular month or particular year. That can be also. So here, SPY, and then bracket, which is to subset only 2023, and then December. So if we run this, it will generate this one. And we said that this will generate a candlestick plot. So we studied before, what does the green mean? What does the green figure mean? And the orange or red figure stand for. Okay? So I will not discuss that anymore because we have discussed that last time. All right. Now here, let me discuss this again because I think we were rushed in discussing this last time. Now, the lapply function is a very, very powerful function because it creates a list. Okay, L here stands for list apply, and we know that a list is an object that can contain several objects. It can contain all vectors. It can contain all XTS objects. It can contain all data frames, or it can contain combinations. So there can be a vector, and then a data frame, and then a matrix or an array or an XTS object. Okay, that's the power of a list object. It can contain several data structures. All right. So last time we went through this very quickly, and I want to go through this slowly. Did I share this text with you? I'll just share it with you in case you were not able to copy it. Okay, so here I'm saying that we're going to use lapply in combination with get symbols. So if we do this, it will generate a list of whatever assets or stocks we want to get. So this is a good way to download several assets in one go. Okay, instead of using get symbols several times, for example, get symbols Apple, get symbols Intel, get symbols, etc., which you have to do 9 times. Here we can do this and generate the one object consisting of all the XTS object. So okay, so let me, in case you were not able to get this last time, let me share this. Okay, in the chat box class. No? All right, so let's quickly explain what this code chunk is. So I'm creating an object called tickers. And what does tickers contain? It contains Apple, Google, Microsoft. Now, this is a character vector. Okay, so it's all characters. And the object is tickers. So if I run this, Control Enter, notice that it will fall under not data, but rather values. Okay? So wala siya dito sa, hindi na-remove to. Okay, sandali lang class ha. I'll remove RM, my stocks. Arinan ko pala, no? Okay. All right, so here is my tickers object. It's a character vector. Right? Remember that a vector is a type of data structure that can only contain one type of data. So kung panay numbers lang siya, it's a numerical vector. Kung panay characters lang siya, it's a character vector. Kung panay true or false, true, false siya, then it's a logical vector. Okay, I'm sorry, I have to speak straight English. All right, so we have created this object and we expect it to be a vector because the contents, the elements of these object tickers are all, okay, they're all in quotes, therefore they're characters. Okay, so we have here, it's in values and not data. Then we use the lapply function. Okay, list apply. We're going to apply this to tickers. And we're going to define what the function is. The function is get symbols of X, the X here refer to this X, which refer to tickers. Okay, so in other words, X here will be replaced. This will create a loop. X will be, it will replace Apple and then Google and then Microsoft. So the 9 assets will be looped here. Okay, and then it will define the start date, the end date, and then the periodicity. As I said a while ago, we can dispense with this, but we're just going to put that there for clarity's sake. And then auto.assign is equal to false. So we're assigning this auto.assign is equal to false. Okay, so that it will create these objects. No? It will create these objects. It will create this object my stocks, okay, containing these elements here. Okay, if I run this my stocks, which we did last time, okay, what happened? You can now see that, okay, it's running there, finished. You have here my stocks here. If I view this, okay, take a look at this. So my stocks consists, it's a list, okay, list of 9, okay? So this list contains XTS objects. So all are XTS objects or zoo objects, okay? And each one of them has 2012 observations multiplied by 6 rows by columns. So there are 2012 rows and then 6 columns. And then the name of the objects here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we can change this to the names of the assets itself. So that's why here, okay, so we can use this function names and then my stocks. So my stocks is our list, and these are the elements of the my stocks. So we can replace the names of this with the names of the stocks. Okay, so we can use names, my stocks, and then list Apple, Google, okay, etc. So if I run this and look at my stocks again, okay, see class, it automatically renamed itself. It's the elements inside my stocks. Okay, so may I have your feedback, class, if you were able to rename the elements in my stocks with the name of the stocks? Okay, so yeah, let's wait for the others, class. How about the others? Okay, good. Thank you. All right, thank you. Okay, so let's see what is my stocks, class. We know that it's a list, right? We know based on the environment window, okay, it's part of data. Okay, and a list will form part of data and not values. Kasi ang pumapasok, what enters data are, as we said last time, what enters here are data frames, lists, okay, matrices, okay, XTS objects, like just like this one, okay, which is a special type of a data frame. All right. So let's try to see, class, the structure. No? What is my stocks object? So we can use the structure here, and then it gives us this output. All right, I hope you got this. All right, so it's a list of 9. class. And then we have here $Apple. So what does this mean, class? We can access the Apple object from my stocks. Apple object is an XTS object. Okay, data, it's numerical double, 2012 rows and 6 columns. The columns are open, high, low, close, etc. Okay, the source is Yahoo. Okay, the date is a POSIX CT format. Okay, etc. Right, time zone is UTC, Universal Time. I forgot the C, convert convention or whatever. Okay. All right. So that's our my stocks data. So the dollar here class tells us that we can access the Google object or Apple object. So can you kindly try this, class? What will happen if we type my stocks and then dollar? Then automatically you have the elements of my stocks, right? What happens, class, if we, let's say, get Intel and then you run this? What will it generate? Waiting for your answer, class. What will this code generate? My stocks, dollar, Intel. Let me reposition this. What did it generate, class? Yes, correct. Thank you, Colleen. Yeah, it generated the data, open, high, low, close, volume, and then adjusted of Intel. So if I run this, class, it will print it. Control Enter. There. Na-print niya, no? Open, high, low, close. Okay, andyan yung volume and then adjusted. Like everything is there, class. Okay, let me pause for a while. Did you get this, class? This my stocks? Kindly feedback, please. Give me feedback. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So this one, class, we ran this a while ago. It will just show us that the printout of the type of data, it's a list of 9. Okay. And then names will just be the names of the objects in my stocks. So a while ago, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, but we replaced it with the ticker symbol. All right. So this this tells us, class, that if we can access itong Intel, class, we can create an object out of this, no? So let's see. Let's create an object called Intel, INTC. And then if I copy this, so what will happen here, class? Tell me what happens, class, if we run this. Okay, XCS object, yes. What's the name of the XCS object? Yeah, of course, no? Kasi we gave it a name, Intel. And what's the value of Intel? It's my stocks. This is the list, and then we accessed Intel. All right, so we were able to generate an XTS object by accessing it from the my stock object, which is a list. All right, so Let me proceed with this one. So clear yung class, no? Ito, and in the other section, okay. So let's do this also, class, here in this section. Let's create an object called Google, and then we get the Google data. Just like the Intel data a while ago, it will generate an XCS object. If I run this, so I now have here Google, and then there will be 2012 rows and then 6 columns. There are 2012 rows and then 6 columns. Okay, but what's important is that we were able to get the prices, okay, of Google. All right, now question: what if I don't want the whole data set? What if I just want to get Google adjusted? Okay, how do you do that, class? So can you share to me the code for that? I don't want to get my stocks and then Google. I just want the Google adjusted. And let's create an object called Google adjusted and download the just the last column. Is that possible, class? If it is, then what's the function for that? What's the code for that? It's easy, class. You know how to subset. So I'm going to wait for a chat from you on what code you used. Again, class, we're creating an object called Google adjusted, and we just want to get the Google adjusted column. So it should be a 2012 rows by 1 column only. Okay, anyone, class? Okay, sige. Patrice shared. Patrice, is it okay for you to share your screen? Let me stop sharing. So my suggested na solution si Patrice.
Sure, thanks, sir.
Sige. Okay, so kindly explain, Patrice.
Sir, for the code that I used to just only show the adjusted column, I used move underscore edge and used code AD and open close parenthesis code.
Yeah, okay, this is correct, no? So kindly show your Google adjusted data object. Okay, so Patrice is correct. Take a look at this, class. We now have one column here, and the column is Google adjusted. There are 2012 observations and one column. So Patrice was able to access or load just the Google adjusted. Could you kindly show your code again, Patrice? So what Patrice did here was to create this object Google from my stocks Google. This contains an XTS object of 6 columns, and then Patrice just get the adjusted. To get the adjusted column, you just use the AD. Okay, thank you, Patrice. Thank you. Yeah, that's correct. Very good. Very good. So, I'll share screen again. I think may isa pang sumagot. Sino to? Okay, Angelica also. So, Angelica, kindly share your answer to everyone. Class, when you're sharing, when you're reciting, please make sure that you share it to everyone and not only to me. Okay, this is another way, no? Yeah, Angelica has another way. Can everyone please check this, class? Because this is interesting, no? Google adjusted, and then my stocks, dollar Google, and then dollar. Okay, so it's like subsetting. It's a subset within a subset. So what Angelica did here is get my stocks, and then dollar Google, so that will give us the Google data, and then another dollar Google adjusted, that adjusted. Okay. Sige nga, class, can you, so Patrice sent shared her solution a while ago. Angelica shared her solution a while ago. So there are many ways to do this, class, and these are correct. Interesting, class, you can do subset within a subset. So what Angelica did is to subset first Google and then subset Google adjusted. All right, can you please check, class, if this, if Angelica's code worked? Okay, so let me copy that. And tell me, class, how you did it. So this is the solution of Angelica. My stocks, okay. My stocks dollar, then it will give us the Google, and then another dollar. Okay, however, class, dito, no, it will create another IntelliSense, no, there. So which means that we can access this specific column in Google, which we were able to access from my stocks tab. All right. So that's why, class, this is correct. Okay. So if I run this, here I have Google adjusted, and it just contains the single column for Google adjusted. Okay, good. Thank you, class. So we're learning several ways. So yung yung kay Patrice kanina, she created this, okay, this one, and then what she did was to get. So let me just show what Patrice did a while ago. Google. Okay, let me just use ADJ here. Okay, ADJ, and then she used the function add, which is adjusted. Okay, add of the object Google. All right, so this will also give the same answer. Okay, then another one, class, is, okay, here, okay, we're creating Netflix adjusted. Okay, so before we do Netflix, our intention is to get the okay, my stocks. What our intention is to get all the adjusted prices of all the stocks, Apple, Google, and put it into one. Okay, so we now know how to get the adjusted price of Google. We can do that the same for Netflix. So for Netflix, we can use this, my stocks dollar Netflix, and then if we know the position, class, remember we can subset it, okay, comma 6, because 6 is the 6 is the sixth column, which is the adjusted column. So if I run this, all right, so I now have my Netflix adjusted here. So that's another way. All right. Okay. So let me pause for a while and let you catch up. Maybe I'm going too fast. So you should have here the Netflix adjusted, the Google adjusted. We have here Netflix adjusted. And then here you have Google adjusted. Let me just use another variable with underscore para pareho sa Netflix. Okay, control enter. Okay, I have my Google adjusted here. Okay, and once you're done, class, if you were able to run all of this, kindly chat, please, so that I know I know if I may proceed. Okay, thank you. Okay, good, good. Thank you so much, class. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, and I'm happy that many of you are able to follow. Okay, that's good. Now, we have 9 assets, right? We have 9 stocks. If I want to put into one object all the adjusted prices, Google adjusted, Netflix adjusted, Microsoft adjusted, how are we going to do that, class? Of course, we will have to get each of the adjusted prices, right? Okay, so let's just first create an object. Let's name it X, class. Let's name the object X, and it contains the adjusted price of Google and Netflix. So how will you generate that? So I want to create an object called X, and X contains the Google adjusted prices and the Netflix adjusted prices. How will that go, class? Okay, I'll give you a few seconds. Kindly chat in the chat box how you're going to do that. Suggestion? So what are you going to do, class? Diba, ipagsasama natin, we're going to combine. You have an object called Google adjusted. It has one column. And another object, Netflix adjusted. It has also another column. Even if there are several columns, you can combine. You can combine this. So how do you go about it, class? All right. So in the interest of time, Alt minus. So we're creating this object called X, and then we can use the cbind class. Cbind stands for column bind. Okay. So we're going to so Google adjusted here, comma Netflix. If I type NFL, it will show Netflix adjusted there. All right. That's it, class. Just cbind. Okay. And then if I run this, we now have an X. Okay. If I view this, okay, I have now my Google adjusted and my Netflix adjusted. Okay, let me pause for a while and see if you were able to do it. If you're able to do it, class, and generate that object X, kindly chat yes, class, so that I know how many were able to generate that. Okay, so that's just cbind class, column bind. There's another function rbind. This time you're combining rows. Okay. How about the others, class? You're 36 and I only have 13 responses. So let's wait for the others to be able to follow. Of course, class, you should have created the Google adjusted and the Netflix adjusted. All right. Okay, good. Good. So thank you so much. Now, imagine class doing this. So you will have to do this. So you get the adjusted price for each of the asset. You can just use one line of code for each of them, right? Get all of them, okay, and then cbind to combine all of this. But it will take nine rows of codes plus the combination, the cbind. So 10 all in all. Now, is it possible, class, to simplify this? Yes, it's possible to do that. And we're going to, once again, use the lapply. Remember, where did we use lapply? We use lapply to generate my stocks, right? So this is a list. Okay. So how did we do this, class? How did we do this? If we go back to what we did a while ago, we use also the lapply here. Here, right? lapply and then partnered with get symbols. Okay. Of course, we defined our tickers, the 9 stocks. Okay. All right. Then, okay, so let's go back here. What we want, class, is to create an object consisting of all the adjusted prices of all the assets, but not going through this route of subsetting the adjusted prices. Okay, so how do we do that, class? First, let's create an object, okay, of containing adjusted prices using lapply. So we will use lapply again, okay, and we know that lapply will generate a list object. So let me show that to you. Okay. I'm going to show you partially only. All right, here I'm creating a vector, an object called adjusted prices, and I'm going to use lapply. All right, so this will generate again a list. A list coming from what? From my stocks. So my stocks is a list. We can get another list from this list of my stocks. And that list we're going to call adjusted prices. And then what are we going to get there? AD. So this was what Patrice showed a while ago, the function AD. So this is adjusted. Okay, so let's run this, and it will generate an object, a list object, list, called adjusted prices. So let's see, class, what does this give us? Control Enter. All right, so this is a list of 9, same thing, same as my stock. However, what's the difference? What's the difference, class, between adjusted prices and my stocks? Anyone? Okay, I hope you were able to get that function. Here, class. What's the difference between my stocks and adjusted prices? They're both lists, class. They're both lists. So what differentiates them? Okay. I see an answer here. Yeah, thank you. Patrice, once again, kindly share your answer. Joseph, yes, thank you. The number of columns. What about the number of columns, Joseph? Okay, it only contains adjusted prices. Okay, so you're correct, no? If we take a look at ADJ prices here, it's a list of 9, and then each of the items here, Apple, take note, it's 2012 by 1. It's also an XTS object. The numbers here are double, 2012 by 1, which means it only has one column. As against my stocks, where the assets have 6 columns. There. Plus 6 siya dito. Sa adjusted prices, 1 lang. And why is that so? Because we again use L-apply. However, we applied it on my stocks, which is also a list. However, we just got the adjusted price. Of course, if you want to get just the volume, you can use BO here. Or if you want the high prices, just replace this by high. All right. So the class, of course, of adjusted prices is also a list. Okay. So now we have an object containing only the adjusted prices. And same thing, class. You can get the adjusted prices of Apple, Google, Microsoft, etc. Okay, but we're going to use another route for this. Okay, we're going to use a function called do.call. Okay, here I'm going to share it with you. Control C. I'm going to chat this, just the notes, class. All right. So we're going to use the function do.call. All right. So the do.call is a very specific function, and it tells us we're telling R to do something, and then what is it going to do? We're going to call a certain function. That's why it's called do.call. And what's the function, class? The function, class, is to merge. So we're telling R to merge. What is it going to merge? The adjusted prices. Coming from where? Coming from the adjusted prices. Because adjusted prices is a list, and each list contains the adjusted price, right, of each asset. So if you take a look at this code chunk, okay, so also nga pala, class, merge. Merge is a function that does as it says, no? Just merge. Okay. So merge 2 or more data frames by columns or by row names. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the function that we're going to, the code chunk. Very simple lang, class, no? So we're creating this object called prices. And then we're going to use the do.call and then merge and then adjusted prices. So very easy, class, no? Do.call. So what is it going to do? Merge. What is it going to merge? Adjusted prices. Okay, so since ang adjusted prices, class, only one columns are contained in the list. Okay, then we don't need to identify what column will be merged. No? Now, maybe an exercise for you will be: is it possible to do this? This one. This one using the my stocks. Okay, so that will be a good exercise for you, class. Okay, because here we had to create an adjusted prices list. Now, is it possible to skip this step of generating a list from my stocks, so that here we ask R to do something, merge my stocks, and in particular only the adjusted prices. Okay, so I'd like you to explore that if that's possible. All right, so let's run this and tell me what happens, class. What happened? What object was generated? Anyone, please? Kindly chat. I have to accelerate my pace a bit because I want us to be on the same page as the first section. So what happened, class, with this function, with this code chunk? A large XS object. So what object was generated? Migs.
So a large XTS object with 108,608 elements po.
100 and how many?
108,648 elements.
Oh, really? Sige, could you kindly, I'll stop share. Could you kindly share your screen?
Kamaya. Wait lang po.
Oh my God. Ba't ka bigla oh my God? Na-curious lang ako.
Ito po.
So ilan siya? Elements, no? I
Elements
thought
po.
rows. Ilang rows siya?
Ilang,
2012 din. Take a look at the
2012.
tapos ilang columns?
54.
Oh, I see. Pero pati nga kasi dapat 6 columns lang 'yan. Pati nga ng code mo. Okay, so do that call. My stocks ang ginawa mo, no?
Opo.
Dapat yung ano lang. So yung pangalawa mo gawin mong yung prices, do that call, merge, and then yung adjusted prices lang.
Yung ADG.
So mag-54 ka nga, no? Kasi
Pinalitan ko po kasi.
oo.
Okay.
So ADJ prices, sige, i-run mo yan. Okay. So ang prices mo, paki-click yung prices.
Ito.
Yan. Sige. Ilan na siya?
9 total columns.
9. Bakit 9 total columns lang?
Na-merge po lahat ng adjusted na.
Yes, since 6 yung stocks natin, di ba?
Apa.
So each of them has their own adjusted prices, right? So ayan, adjusted ni Apple, adjusted ni Google, adjusted ni Microsoft, 9 all in all. Alright, yung kanina ang ginawa mo, my stocks. So anong nangyari doon? I-merge niya. Yung my stocks kasi, di ba? 9 yung list niya of 6 each. So what happened was 9 times 6, kaya 54 siya. Sinama lahat, no? Sinama lahat ng prices ni Apple. So OHLC volume adjusted niya, pati si Google, etc. So that's what happened, no? All right. Thank you. Sino to? Sorry.
Miguel po.
Migs. Thank you, Migs, no? So that's correct, no? And Migs was able to show us that kung ginamit mo yung my stocks, no? Ang ma-generate na column niyan 54. Okay? Kasi 9 yung objects, tapos times 6 yung columns. Okay, so 9 times 6, that's 54. All right. So ito kasi ang gusto lang natin, class, yung prices lang, no? So if I run this there, so hanapin ko lang si prices. There 6 lang yan, class, no? Adjusted lang sila lahat. Tapos ang pangit ng ng column names natin. Palitan natin column names natin. Okay, I think we did it a while ago. So alam niyo naman magpalit ng column names, di ba? Ito, class, no? I'll just share this with you kasi naghahabol tayo sa oras, no? Control C, yung prices. Palitan lang natin ng name kasi ang haba ng names ng variables natin. And if we run this, call names ng prices, it will, and then we identify ano yung name siya. Apple, Google. So I'm just using the lowercase ng pangalan. Just make sure, class, na tama yung order. All right, and then let me go to prices, and then napalitan na yung name. No? Yan. So mas manageable siya. Okay, so let me pause for a while. Any questions? Paki-chat lang, class, kung you're able to follow. Kindly chat yes if you're able to follow so far. Okay, good. Let's give your classmates a few more seconds. Okay, thank you for your feedback. So let's now go to another portion, which is calculating stock returns, okay, for a univariate object. So actually yung object natin yung prices hindi sa univariate kasi multivariate to, no? Marami tayong columns. But we will just focus on getting the returns of one asset. Okay, so that's where we're going now. Okay, and what did you learn from your previous finance subjects? Ano yung basically dalawang klaseng returns? Although mayroon pang iba, no, pero ang pinaka-importante sa atin yung simple returns and yung log returns. So let me share with you. Although pinakita ko na to sa inyo kahapon, okay, so this is the formula for discrete returns in LaTeX. Control C. Okay, so LaTeX class. So you have here yung simple returns class is your returns R sub t is equal to price at time t minus price time t minus 1 yung previous, kunyari daily yan. If it's daily, then the previous day. If it's weekly, then the previous week, etc. Basta ibig sabihin ng t minus 1 dito, yung previous, depende dun sa context ng frequency ng data natin. And then divided by p sub t minus 1, which I told you simplifies into p sub t over p sub t minus 1. Okay? Sige class, I'll give you a few seconds. Okay, but before that, sige, tingnan muna natin itong si prices natin. Okay. All right, so we have here Apple. Our exercise now is to be able to create the returns for Apple. Sabi natin class, yung unang-una is simple returns. Ang simple returns is just price at time t. So if this is time t, control C, control V, and then we divide it by time t minus 1. If this is time t, then this is time t minus 1. Diba? Yung previous niya, control C, control V, and then minus 1. Ay, sorry. May 2 pala to. There. 3766,297. All right. And we expect that the answer here will be negative kasi mas mababa yung price at time t kaysa sa t minus 1. Ibig sabihin, bumaba yung price. So the return here is negative 0.025 something. All right. So we have here 2012 observations. So each pair here will have its own returns, diba? Simple returns. So for example, itong 111 paired with 18. So 22,425 divided by 22.06. All right? Since we have 2012 observations, how many returns are we going to have, class? How many returns are we going to have? Paki-chat please or paki-unmute. Ilang returns, class? Hello? How many returns? Okay. Christian, paki-share ulit yung answer mo sa lahat. Class, when you share an answer, huwag kayo mahihiya. No? Kahit it doesn't matter kung mali siya o ano. Okay lang yon, class. Alright, Pinying and Christian, thank you. Pinying, why 2011?
Sir, because i-compare sa previous day, kaya yung earliest day, wala siyang makomperan.
Yes, correct. Very good. Thank you. So this first day class, will not have a returns class kasi there's no previous day, right? So only from 105 up to the end will have returns. This one will not have returns. All right. So let's now compute, class. I want you now to create an object called R. Let's call it R. And then compute for the returns. Okay. So making use of this P sub t. Let's compute Apple, class. Apple returns. So this is my question. Compute for the discrete or simple returns of the Apple stock. So how do you do it? Using this formula. Of course, it's easier to use this compared to this one. I already explained that. So it's just your P sub t divided by P sub t minus 1 minus 1. That's simple, class. Anyone? Guess? Any guess? I'll give you a few more seconds. Okay. In the interest of time, class, let's do this together. No? Okay. So Control Alt I. All right. So I'm creating an object. Let's call it R. Okay. R Alt minus. Okay. So what do we need, class? P sub t. P sub t of Apple. So what do we need to do, class? How do we access this? Where is this data coming from? It comes from this object prices, right? So we have to use prices, and then dollar. We will be able to get Apple there. Okay, so that's those are the prices of Apple, class, right? So everything here. And then what do we do, class? We're going to divide. Okay, divide by what, class? P sub t minus 1. P sub t minus 1. There's a function, class, in R called lag, L-A-G. So what will happen to lag? So if I say lag of Apple, and then i-define natin kung what's the degree of the lag. If it's 1, then it will look at this data. Okay, this is the last data. And then lag means lag 1, then it will get from this data up. Okay, that's the meaning of lag 1. If its lag is equal to 2, then it will do two steps, 2 days, and then include the previous one, all the previous one. So that's what the function lag means. Okay, lag. So we're going to use that lag of what? We lag the prices Apple. Okay, we lag this, and then we define, class, kung ilang lags. So how many lags? Just one. Just one. Ibig sabihin yung yesterday, no? So this is what this means. K is equal to 1 means lag of 1. Okay? Lag 1 lang. 1 day lang. Okay? And then what do we do with this one? Okay, so this is the numerator. This is the denominator, and then we only lack 1. Minus 1. Okay? So this is the formula. P sub t. This is your P sub t. And then P sub t minus 1, which is lag. It will not, okay? It will not include, class. It will not include this one. Okay? Now, why will it not include this one? Why will it not include this one, class? Because there is no value after this that we can pair to this to get the returns. Okay? All right. So I hope that's clear, class. And let's run this. This just follows this formula. Okay, Control Enter. And then we have this. Let's see the object that was created. R. Here, R. All right. Now question. Okay. Do you have this, class? Were you able to generate the object R? Chat, please, class. And if you compare this one, negative 0.02505, negative 2, so this is 2 decimal places. So that's 0.02505, 89 or 9. Okay, it's practically the same. All right. Yes. Okay. So now what's this class? Why do we have this class? Why do you have this NA? Anyone, please? Come on, class. We need to move further. Why do you have this NA, class? Why am I generating an NA here? Class, hello. Okay. Yes, thank you. Jaron, kindly share your answer to everyone. Class, I keep on repeating, no? When you share your answer, paki-share naman sa lahat para mag-benefit din yung iba. Jaron. Okay. So remember our formula, class. This is our formula. Prices AAPL. So that means it includes everything. Okay, it includes all the prices here. And then we divide it by the lag, the previous one. Okay, what happened to the prices? So it includes the first data, class, and then divided by the previous one. But this one has no lag, class. So therefore, it will generate this one. It will generate this one, an NA. So what we can do is, very easy, class, you can remove that. We need to remove that, class, hindi siya pwedeng. We cannot allow that. Okay, so I'll just put it here, class. You can do this. R is R -1, subset -1, remove -1. Or there's another way to do it, class. This one. Okay. So here I'm inserting NA.omit. Okay, and it's still the same. Prices Apple divided by log of prices Apple K is equal to 1. And then the -1. So I just inserted this NA.omit. Okay, so kindly run this. I'll share this with you in the interest of time. So what happens to this function, class? Of course, you have to put it in a code chunk. So if I run this, okay, what happens is that it will, okay, NA.omit, it removed the missing value, the NA value. Okay, so our R now overwrote the R with an NA here. Okay, there are actually several ways to do this. In the other section, okay, they suggested this. Okay, so let me share this with you, which is correct because it's the delt function. Delta means Okay, delta means you're getting the ratio of P sub t over P sub t minus 1. Okay, so let's run this, for example. So just this two. And if I run this, see, it uses the delt function. Okay, and AppleRet. Okay, same thing, class. Same thing. So it's also your prices divided by the lag of the prices. But this is a lot simpler, class, yung delt function. It's delta function, this one. So delta of prices Apple. So we just had to study this class because I want you to know also how this lag function works. And for today class, I just want to introduce also this one. So let me give you this note about lag. It's almost time, so I'll just continue for a few more minutes. If you need to go, class, of course you may. And then the other returns class, the more important returns for us, the one that's really used in finance, it's the log returns. So let me share the LaTeX with you, right? And this one also, another LaTeX. Okay, so the function class is R sub t is equal to ln the log of the price at time t minus the log of the price at time t minus 1. And okay, based on this LaTeX class, you know the principle, you know the property of log. Log of a certain value minus the log of a certain value is equal to log of the quotient. Okay, I'm sure you remember this in your algebra. Okay, and actually, class, this can be, okay, so let me just annotate this quickly. Okay, I'll just end class. Okay, here. No? So by definition, the log of a certain number minus the log of a certain number is equal to the log of the quotient. Okay, now if you take a look at this is the denominator P sub t minus 1, P sub t minus 1, and then P sub t. Okay, then we can subtract P sub t minus 1 and add P sub t minus 1. So this is just 0. Okay, this is just 0, so we're not really changing the term. Okay, and then what we do is we divide P sub t minus 1, P sub t minus 1 by P sub t minus 1, that's 1. And then plus, how about this? P sub t minus P sub t minus 1 over P sub t minus 1. Isn't that the return, class? Isn't this the simple returns? Okay, so that's 1 plus R. Okay, of course we have the log. Now it can be shown mathematically that if R is very small, then the log returns, class, will approximately be equal to the simple returns. Okay, so it can be shown mathematically that this one, okay, the log returns is the same as the simple returns. Okay, so last class, just for us to be the same as the other section. As I said, class, if you need to go, you may. All right, ito na lang, class, yung returns lang ng log. Okay, so I'll just share this with you. Okay, so that's the log returns, diba? Log of prices ni Apple divided by lag of prices ni Apple K minus 1. Then notice that everything here, everything is inside yung log, diba? Kasi yun ang formula natin. Log of price at time t over price at time t minus 1. Walang minus 1 to, no? No minus 1. Ito yung formula niya. Ito, no? Log of price at time t over price at time t minus 1, which is this one. Okay, of course, magkakaroon ulit ng ano dyan, ng, ng NA value. So you can use this, NA.omit, para itanggalin na niya yung NA value. So I'm calling it r.log, control enter. And then I'll see what r.log is. All right. This is r.log. Okay, may problema tayo. Dapat negative to. Okay, mukhang may mali ako sa ano ko. May mali ako sa function ko, class. Anyway, I'll just fix this. Saan ako nagkamali? 1 prices log of that. Tama naman. Okay, anyway, I'll just check it, no? r.log. Dapat mali yung ano, mali yung una kasi 0.99. Dapat around ito tama na to, no? Ito. So around 2.025 ano siya. So it's quite close to the simple returns. All right, so let's end there, class. Thank you so much for your time. So next meeting, it depends, no? But I'll make the announcement. We will continue with this, more of the returns, but this time we're going to make use of quant mode and performance analytics kasi mas madali, class, kung alam natin yan. Hindi na natin kailangan yung mga formula na ganyan na medyo mahirap din gawin. Okay? All right, thank you so much and have a nice day ahead, and